Auditor General Edward Ouko's probe of use of devolved funds in the 47 counties continues to raise a litany of questions in the management of the resources and the priorities of governors and their chief officers. The audit report dispatched to the clerks of the 47 counties and copied to the Senate indicates that millions of shillings meant to improve the lives of citizens at the grassroots level could have ended in the pockets of a few. In Makueni County, headed by Professor Kivutha Kibwana, the Auditor General's report discloses that the county government withdrew 42.3 million shillings from its account without the consent of the Controller of Budget, Agnes Odhiambo. The money was withdrawn between April and June last year. The Auditor General's report also reveals that the county government used 3.8 million shillings to construct 2 washrooms, with each washroom costing 1.9 million shillings. However, no payment vouchers were availed and value for money could not be determined. Kibwana's government, according to the audit report, spent more than 4.1 million shillings in payment for building materials, yet no constructions exist, and the Auditor General recommends that the funds should be recovered. Members of the County Assembly are said to have drawn sitting allowances of up to 425,000 shillings for meetings that were not held. The Makueni County government, according to Ouko's report, spent 864,000 shillings to organize an induction retreat for the MCAs in Mombasa County and still went ahead to pay them 3.7 million shillings in per diem allowances. He recommends that the MCAs be surcharged since the allowances were unjustified. Wajir County Governor Ahmed Abdullahi is also on the Auditor General's radar for questionable transactions. The county government, according to the audit report, did not bank more than 15.4 million shillings generated from revenue collection, and a further 184,000 shillings could not be accounted for. The audit report also raises questions on doubtful expenditure of up to 12.1 million shillings that was done without the supporting documents. Ouko insists that the county government must account for the expenditure. The report also raises issues on irregular procurement of goods and services, including 5.3 million shillings that was spent on office stationeries and foodstuffs procured through single sourcing and without the necessary documentation. Abdullahi will also have to account for 7.1 million shillings paid to members of the county assembly as allowances for meetings that were not documented or attendance schedules supplied. Isiolo County leadership has also been pinpointed by the Auditor General for questionable transactions. These include the purchase of 2 motor vehicles at a cost of 16.3 million shillings. However, one of the vehicles that cost the county government 7.8 million shillings was not delivered to the county despite the payment being made. On revenue collection, 22.6 million shillings was banked in the account of the defunct Isiolo County Council instead of the county government's main account. Another 14.1 million shillings was not banked and could not be accounted for. Out of the 60.6 million shillings collected up to June last year, only 53.7 million shillings was banked, while 6.1 million shillings could not be accounted for. Members of the Isiolo County Assembly, according to the audit report, received 1.1 million shillings in allowances that were not supported by the relevant documentation, while another 1.6 million shillings was paid in irregular imprests without following the due process. Francis Gachuri, Citizen Live at 9.